Great stuff. So let's start off with it's the time of year for nasal congestion. So let's start with our nasal congestion clearing exercise. This is a bit of a warm up. So the instruction for this, well, first of all, two groups. Group A, people in good health. Group B, anyone who's in not quite so good health. You know what that means. Anything where holding your breath for a long time might cause problems, particularly if you've got any problems with your heart, blood pressure, kidneys, liver, any mental health issues that might be exacerbated by holding your breath for a long time, recent surgery, or if you're pregnant or think you could be pregnant. Group B, please, for this. So the instructions, quite simple. We're going to breathe in through our nose, then out through our nose. We'll do this all together. Then you're going to pinch your nose. Don't squeeze your nostrils. Just cover your nostrils with your fingers in a thumb or whatever's comfortable. Cover your nostrils. Hold your breath after exhaling. Nod your head. If you're in Group A, you keep going for as long as you possibly can until you're feeling like you really, really need to take another breath. The longer you do this for, the better it will work. If you're in Group B, at the first sign that you want to take another breath, just breathe normally in and out through your nose. And what you should find is if you've got any nasal congestion, that when you breathe in through your nose, particularly if you're in Group A, you should find some relief from that. So, when we're ready, inhale, exhale, pinch your nose, hold your breath, nod your head. If nodding your head is no good for your neck, move side to side. Just get some kind of movement into your body, just raising the metabolic rate just a little bit. Group A, keep nodding your head for as long as you can. When you're done, remember you just breathe in through your nose. Hopefully you'll feel a little bit of relief from any congestion. In Group B, that first sign that you need to breathe in, do so. Now obviously, Graham, I can't see where you're at now. I know that you are quite an athletic human being, so I'm guessing you're going to be going for a little while longer. But anyway, we need to have a break in between sessions. So what we've done there is we've elevated CO2 in our blood by holding our breath. CO2 is the primary driver for respiration, so that's what makes us feel breathless, is that increase in CO2. If you try to do the exercise again straight away, you won't be able to hold your breath for as long, and this works better if you can hold your breath for longer. So we just need to breathe normally a few times. Breathe in and out. And we'll give another go in a second. Okay, so when you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Cover your nostrils, hold your breath, nod your head. Keep going if you're in Group A for as long as you can. Group B, stop at that first sign that you want to breathe in through your nose again, and then when you're ready, inhaling. Now, if you've got stubborn nasal congestion, you might need to do this 3 or 4 times. We won't have time to do this tonight, but you can also do this by walking around. If you're at home, you can just kind of breathe in, breathe out, hold your nose, walk around. If you want to up the ante a little bit, you can start jogging as well. The more metabolic load you can put on while you're doing this, the better the effect. Okay, now let's get into this. So let's start with the physiological sigh. Get us in the zone. So the instruction for this, you're going to breathe in through your nose, top up, sigh it out. So here we go. Breathing in through your nose, top it up, sigh it out. Breathing in through your nose, top it up, sigh it out. And again, breathe in through your nose, top it up, sigh it out. One more time, breathing in through your nose, top it up, sigh it out. Now sitting up nice and straight. Just maybe roll the shoulders, get yourself settled in, make any little adjustments you need to do to feel comfortable sitting unsupported. So that might mean a little bit of movement of the neck, your head around your shoulders, rolling the shoulders. Imagine there's that plumb line pulling you up from the crown of your head. nice and tall. If you haven't done so already, maybe it's a good time now to close your eyes. Rest your hands on your lap, on your legs. Seeing if you can bring a little bit of conscious relaxation to even to your face, to the tiny muscles that are working so hard in your face. Add a little bit of a smile to each side of your mouth. See if you can get your eyes, now that your eyelids are closed, to sink back into their sockets just a little bit more. Can you let go of all that tension from the day? Not changing anything about how you're breathing just yet, but just taking a chance to notice how you're feeling. So can you ascribe a tone to how you're feeling, a feeling tone, something you might be able to reflect back on later? What have you brought in with you today? Are you feeling present, or are you off somewhere in the future or back in the past? Now I'd like you to take your attention to the feeling of the air moving in and out through your nostrils. Slightly cooler air as it enters your nostrils. Slightly warmer air, conditioned air leaving your nostrils. We're going to move into an exercise called Breathe Light. It's a hypercapnic, high CO2 exercise. It's only mildly high CO2, higher than we're used to, but it's enough of a change to get some benefit. What we need to do first, though, is become quiet. So see first of all if you can hide your breathing as best you can. If there's someone there with you, you could be trying to imagining even that you're hiding how it looks. So can you make yourself still? Can you hide the sound? Can you hide the sound from yourself? Making your breathing quiet and still. And the simple instruction for the Breathe Light exercise is to breathe a little bit less air. So if you're filling the container up to 100% with the current breath, with your next inhalation, can you just try to fill it up to 70% instead? Breathing is light, gentle, still. And the goal of this exercise is to generate a little bit of air hunger. That's the feeling that you would like to be taking a bigger breath, that you would like to be breathing a bit more air. Breathing just a little bit less air with this inhalation than with the last. Can you get to the point where it feels like even the hairs, tiny hairs within your nose are standing still? So when we breathe a bit less air, we're not exhaling as much carbon dioxide as we would like to. That's the feeling of the air hunger. This is no bad thing. Carbon dioxide is vasodilator. So one thing you might notice, you start to feel a bit warmer. You might notice your hands feeling a bit warmer. If you're lucky, you might even notice your feet feeling a bit warmer. We get better blood flow around the body, so it's not just warming us up. It's also improving oxygen delivery, something called the Boer effect. CO2 is the catalyst that allows oxygen to be released from hemoglobin. So if we elevate levels of CO2, we get better oxygen delivery. Better blood flow, better oxygen delivery. And while we're sat nice and still and doing this, one of the primary effects of that can be a sense of stillness in the mind. Brain is getting optimal blood flow, optimal oxygen delivery. So breathing is quiet, still, light. Just 5 minutes or so of this kind of breathing, once or twice a day, is enough of a stress on your body for it to start adapting, to become more tolerant to carbon dioxide. When we become more tolerant to carbon dioxide, we feel breathless less easily. We delay the onset of breathlessness, and we diminish the duration of breathlessness. Okay, we'll stay here for another 30 seconds or so. If you're not sure if you're finding the air hunger, if you're not there, you can cover one nostril. Just literally halve the amount of space that's half the size of the holes that the air can get in. You should find if you don't change your breathing rate and you do this, the air hunger creeps up quite quickly. If it feels too much, breathe through both nostrils, take a step back, decide if you want to carry on. Okay, leaving that exercise now. Just breathe naturally, however you want to. So that's how breathe light. Now we're going to breathe deep. This is just making sure we're breathing using the correct biomechanics. So this is breathing into the belly. If you've not done this before, it can be worth putting your hands on your lower ribs, thumbs facing forwards if you can manage that, so you can squeeze around your back body a little bit. Just feeling now with each inhalation, these are going to be fuller breaths now, but fewer of them, and they're going to be like you're inflating a balloon into your abdomen. But it's not just your belly moving outwards, it's the lateral movement of the ribs that we're looking for as well. So with each inhalation, ribs expanding out to the sides, each exhalation, they're contracting. And if you squeeze your fingers around the back, you can even feel that movement into the back body as well. So the breathing is like 360-degree movement around the abdomen, around the lower torso. So when you're sure that you've got that feeling, rest your hands back on your laps. So I'm not going to direct this for a while now. I'd like you to direct this yourself. What we're going to be doing is just slowing it down, taking fuller breaths. Nice slow breaths. It doesn't matter, you don't need to count anything. Don't worry about the pace so much, it's just how it feels right for you. Making sure it feels like you are filling this balloon up inside your abdomen. Checking to see if there's little to no movement in your upper chest or your shoulders, so you're not using any secondary muscles to heave the upper part of your body in to draw the air in that way. If you're breathing through your nose, you're less likely to do that. It's still worth checking in to make sure that's not happening. And while you're doing this, I'd like us to now think about the position of your tongue, which actually has more importance than you might think. So, tip of the tongue should be resting on the retro-incisal point. So this is behind the upper front teeth, about a centimetre up on the hard palate, resting gently there, and then the rest of the tongue kind of sitting up against the hard palate, flat up against it. And your ability to do that will depend on your own unique physiology, how wide your upper mandible is, if you've got a tongue tie. If we breathe through the mouth, and it includes breathing through the mouth at night, if you snore, if you know you wake up with a dry mouth, then there's a good chance that your tongue is resting some of the time when you're sleeping on the bottom of the mouth, and that over time can lead to obstructive sleep apnea. It can slip down the throat. It can exacerbate snoring, and over years that can mean that we are depriving brain and the heart of vital oxygen at night. So it's a good idea to practice when you're breathing through the nose, putting the tongue in this correct position. There's a 2015 study called The Effect of Tongue Position on Postural Stability During Quiet Standing in Healthy Males. Of course, it was done on men, but I'm sure even the same goes for women. And what they found was that the subjects who had the tongue in this position, using the retro-incisal point, were better able to balance with their eyes closed on an uneven surface. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, make sure you got your tongue in the right position. Also, your tongue's attached to your diaphragm via the fascia, the deep frontal line. So the position of the tongue can affect as well the way you breathe. It's a lot of tongue talk. So as we move forwards, when you find your mind wandering, and it will wander because that's what minds do, bring it back to the tongue position. Right, let's get on with some slow breathing now. So we're breathing nice and deep. Keep this nice deep breathing going on as I'm now going to pace some breathing for you. Hopefully lull us into the later evening. Let's start with some 4-7-8 breathing. I'm going to breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. In for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. So we need to get in sync for this. When you're ready, exhale, then breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, last one, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let that go. Take some nice, easy breaths, whatever your body needs to do right now. Just sit with that a moment. See how that's made you feel. Maybe it's a good point now and after the next round to reflect back on that feeling tone you might have taken a note of earlier on. What's changed? What hasn't? Okay, I'm going to do one more round of paced breathing. This time, in for 4, out for 6, little pause at the end. In for 4, out for 6, a little pause at the end. So again, we need to get in sync. So when you're ready, exhale, then breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in. I'm going to drop the count soon. Exhale, 5, 6, pause. Breathe in. Exhale. And just carry on at your own pace. Goal here, as ever, with this exercise is to make sure that your exhalation is a bit longer than your inhalation. A little pause at the end. And this shape, this contour, is a kind of an idealized shape of how a cycle of breath should look when we're at rest. And the final piece of the puzzle, if you want to add it, is to see if you can step up to that line of air hunger again. I'll leave this up to you. One way of doing that is to restrict the airflow a little bit, so to breathe a little bit less air, which doesn't contradict this idea of breathing deep and breathing slow. Just kind of contract everything. And then you have to manage that situation. Tread up to the line of the air hunger and just kind of hang out there. Or you can extend the pause at the end of the exhalation. When you start to feel the air hunger, you back away by taking another breath and repeating the cycle. So now we're breathing light, slow and deep. Settling the emotions, improving blood flow around the body, improving oxygen delivery, recruiting all the right muscles, hopefully feeling nice and calm, relaxed. Just spend another 30 seconds or so before we bring things to a close. Okay, let's end things with another 3 physiological sighs. Really wind things down. So when you're ready, inhale, top it up a bit. Sigh it out. Inhale, top it up a bit. Sigh it out. Last one, inhale. Top it up a bit. Sigh it out. Great. Thanks for coming along to Breathing Buddies number 40.